Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I am joined by Raymond.
Hi, I'm Raymond. I don't know.
And Joey Versaw.
Hi, I'm Joey, and this is Siegfried.
For some reason, my computer just wants to focus on Raymond. I can understand that. I guess everyone already knows what we're doing. If we hate any of your favorite dolls, then don't kill us.
Please don't get offended. Also, there's going to be some dolls on this list that I purposely didn't put on the list because we said in the beginning of the whole series that we weren't going to do dolls that did not have breasts. But some people demanded that some of these were in here, even though they didn't fall under what we were talking about. So we're going to put them in anyway, just for you.
You're welcome. You got your way.
Exactly.
Miss Revlon / Little Miss Revlon by Ideal, 1956.
She was a beautiful doll. I didn't want to get into, there were a lot of early 50s fashion dolls that were kind of going in the same way Sissy did, where they had that childlike face, but they had like little breasts. And there were so many made like that. And the reason I put Sissy in the video is because she was so fashion that a lot of different like department stores and perfumes and whatnot used her for photography. And so I was like, well, she's important. She was definitely a fashion doll. Not that Miss Revlon wasn't, but a lot of those other dolls just kind of followed suit. Well,
I know a lot of people like Miss Revlon. I've heard, I'm not into this era as much, and I have heard that. So apparently it must be important.
She was going into 57 and 58 with Sweet Sue, American Character, and Tony. Tony was a huge, fashion doll too, but she didn't have breasts. Tonner brought Tony back, and I don't know what year. It was sometime in the late 90s or maybe early 2000s. And going to Sweet Sue and Tony, I skipped over Jill, Jan, and Jeff by Vogue in 1957, and I actually have a Jill here. They're just sweet little 50s dolls, and she does have tiny little breasts, so she counts. They definitely
Some
have
of
that
us do.
Yeah, they have that baby doll face. I always liked Jill's.
I don't know. I know we were doing dolls with breasts, and they have breasts, but for me, they're baby dolls.
Yeah, she kind of is.
They're like they're a weird step in between
a high
fashion doll and
But it's a sign of the times and our history as American culture, because we were not quite ready for Barbie until like 1959. And speaking of, like, even in 1966, one of the ones that we missed was Susie by Estrella. And even though she came out in the later 60s, she still had that baby doll face and tiny breasts, kind of like Cindy or Tammy. 1968, Nancy from Formosa. She was another one that was a lot like Ferga, where she was kind of childlike, but she did have a Barbie form. I think in like the 80s, they did like a Nancy Formosa that was like with the Barbie body. But she started out more like an American Girl type.
I was struggling to find any information on her, and then I found Muñecas, Coupes, and Dolls actually clicked.
Yeah, and in 1972, we got Harmony, which was an Ideal doll. And I've had quite a few Harmonies, and I love her. The only reason that I didn't originally put her on the list, she was a gimmick doll. She had a stand, and there was a record, played music, and she had a guitar. And so she was very cute, but she was kind of just a one-off gimmick thing. So that's why I hadn't originally included her, but she is a fashion doll. And I think she did have like 3 or 4 extra fashions. And she had sandals and flat feet and long red hair.
Go with the name, of course.
Yes, Harmony. Yeah.
But there were a few dolls suggested that weren't gimmick dolls and that weren't really fashion dolls at all, like Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo is fabulous. I mean, a doll coming out to represent the beatnik, movement at the time. And so, Cat, she had the really ridiculous little phrases. I don't even remember what all she said. And her fabulous black cat eyes and stuff. She was a cute doll, but she didn't really fall into the fashion doll category for me. So that's another reason why
Yeah, she's cool. I just wish she was like they did release a Barbie type doll like that, that would be awesome.
Topper, who did Dawn, also did a line called the Go-Go's, and they had a beatnik in the line, and they had this glamour puss with her poodle. They're really more like character dolls, and they were very cute and silly. And
Joey has all the props. Me and Dean are just like in a room.
Yeah.
You call yourself doll?
What is it? Quick Curl Casey? Did you guys mention this before? I don't remember.
I think we did.
We did.
Okay. Okay. Just
I don't know if they were on our list though. I think we just kind of threw them in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I watched them. I swear.
No, it's okay.
It was 20 videos. Right. It was 800 videos, you guys. So sorry if I don't remember everything.
1972 Dinah-Mite. Is that more?
She was small, 8 inches, I believe. Very jointed. She was kind of like a cross between G.I. Joe and Barbie, but small.
I swear my mom had her because I had that little purple jumpsuit.
Yeah.
I totally have it.
I think she was extremely popular. I don't know if Mego was popular at that time. I think they were probably more of a clone company. But I think that's around the time that they really started to take off with all the action figures and stuff.
In the same year, 72, we got Amy by Hasbro. And Amy, I think she was actually on our list originally and we skipped over her or something. But she was definitely a clone, in my opinion, of another grow hair doll of Chrissy. You know, it was that type of a doll for me. But I think
she had a weave. She did not have the thing though.
She's derpy.
She.
Oh no!
I mean, they call Chrissy beautiful Chrissy for a reason. They don't call
She's
Amy
flat-chested.
beautiful Amy.
I'm just saying, Chrissy really is flat-chested. So you broke criteria for her.
I actually really like Amy. I think her fashions as well are
they're fun. They're so early 70s with the paisley and the my god.
The fashions are fabulous. They kind of remind me of Blythe. They have that like dark shadows feel about them, and I love that. You know?
And she had those like weird hair pieces, and there was like curls and all sorts of stuff you could do with her hair.
I love the concept. I just think her face just does not do it for me. Yeah.
She's gorgeous, and she's a childhood favorite of mine. My mother had her, and I still have her. She's not with me. She's at my grandmother's house. She has like a bunch of little holes in her head to put her weave on her head, basically, like her wig thing.
Yeah, where's Amy?
She's in my grandma's closet.
She's just having her hair done.
She's with Chrissy and what's her name? Lori Partridge. Those were my Mrs. Beasley. Those were all my mom's childhood dolls, and they're all at my grandmother's house right now. Lori Partridge,
What's that?
There's like she's like an 18-inch. She's a character from the Partridge Family. It's just a Susan Day doll. Show. Come on, get happy. Sorry.
1976, Suki by Matchbox. I might have had one or two through my hands, but I don't really have any experience with Suki. We had such a huge list to compile, but I still can't believe we forgot it. Maba's Barbie, which I collect along with Takara Barbies, so I'm really surprised that she fell off the map. I don't know why Mattel pulled the license from Takara. There must have been something going on. Takara made Barbie from 81 to 85 in Japan, and then they gave it to Bandai. And so Maba actually is Mattel and Bandai put together, and they did their version of Barbie, which is very much just like Takara's version. She has and she's different, but like, you know, and this is a later one. I have an earlier one, but she was too deep in the case and I didn't have enough time to grab her, but they were really pretty. I like their sculpt probably better than the Takara, their face sculpt. But I love both of them and collect both of them. What's wrong? You're disagreeing with something.
It's all wrong. It's all wrong. She's hideous.
What? Are you serious? Aww.
I'm sorry. I don't like
That's
that.
okay. We all have different opinions, right?
I just feel like the face is weird. It's too long.
I'm still putting your care box together, Dean. I'm just kidding. And then you added Selah onto our list, which we didn't really have a year for. But I actually had a Selah doll, but they were tiny. I think they were even smaller than a Dawn, just by a little bit. But they were just like kind of a miniature Takara Barbie kind of a thing. They were adorable, very anime looking and tiny, and they were quality because Takara does a wonderful job. They're beautiful.
I think we should throw in now that random doll. Someone asked me after our videos if I knew what it was, and I had no idea. And I looked it up.
And we still don't know. And I went trying to find out about her. I mean, we know that she's a French fashion doll.
I think she's Italian, actually.
Is she Italian? Okay, well.
Oh yeah, she's marked Seppi Ratti, and I believe that's the company that made Tanya.
Okay.
Tanya clone dolls. So
okay,
I think that's Italian.
Bgu Dolls, who is always been for years. She's a friend of mine, Cynthia, and she has a wonderful site. And for years, I've always gone to her for like oddball Japanese, dolls or information. And she had one listed in her shop, which I sent you a screenshot of. And she just said French fashion doll. And I thought, well, if Cynthia doesn't know, then who the heck is this doll?
Yeah, it's hard to, because she does have a very 60s look, but I've seen a few listings since I found out about her, and she's been dressed in like 80s Barbie clothes and stuff like that, so I'm not sure.
Her era,
yeah. But she's really interesting. She's got a bendy wire rubber body, and she's Barbie's size apparently, so yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, she's got a pretty face.
If anyone knows, let us know in the comments below.
Yes,
yeah.
comment below. And then again by Takara in 1987, Bgu Dolls. And they were like school kids, and it was their attempt to make a more realistic looking fashion doll that actually looked like real life teenagers. And I think that at the time, when they came out, they were really nice. Like, I thought they were very beautiful. I almost bought one like 500 times, and I never actually did buy one. And now when I look at them, I don't have the same feeling I did originally. Like, I thought they were really like new and fresh and beautiful at the time. And now I look at them and I'm like, they're all right, but they're Takara and they were quality and they're interesting sculpts.
I don't know if it's like because you're in the United States. I think private schools have uniforms there, but here in Australia, every school wears a uniform.
I think just mainly the Catholic schools here, maybe, which are private schools.
I had to wear uniforms because we didn't follow dress codes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from like the stand-up collars and stuff, they're very similar to what we'd wear here in Australia with the tartan skirts and stuff. The dolls actually remind me of one of my sisters, like with the like fringe and the like long hair. And it seems Australian as well as obviously Japanese, so it's
right.
Yeah,
it resonated with you.
Yeah. So I love those dolls.
And then 88, Takara brought us Lady Luminous. They were beautiful. They were more like mannequin models, I think. That's the feel that I had with them. Their legs didn't move. They were a lot like Lena in the sense that their arms moved, but their legs were stable and they went on a stand and they just stood there. But they were beautiful dolls. They were very, very quality, and they had very high late 80s glam. Lots of rouge and eye makeup to make them look very fierce and 80s. Yes. Like Sailor Moon villain adult women. Sailor Moon had this definite style that they would draw their adult women in that was gorgeous and whatnot, but they were always the villain.
And always evil.
They're always evil.
Every time.
But
right.
We love it.
Oh my gosh, Sailor Moon, everybody's gorgeous. Yeah. Nobody's ugly in that show.
And then I don't know why, Dean, in 91, you have Ariel on here. We said no Disney dolls. unless it was like, I guess, Disney or celebrity, unless they were so epic. I guess Ariel was pretty epic in the like early 90s fashion doll wise.
As I said, it's all the comments. So
Oh.
the viewers decided.
She means so much to people, Joey.
Yeah.
I know, but like
Tanko Ariel. We need justice for Tanko Ariel.
But then we'd have to go into Belle, and we'd have to go.
No, we don't. They're Mattel.
Well, they did actually say in the comment after that, and all the gorgeous Disney princess dolls by Mattel, and I was like, no, no, I'm sorry, no, that's like a whole other series.
See, this is opening a can of worms.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's because Ariel's a one-off with Tycho.
Right. So we better skip forward to Family Corners in 1994. I had Princess Tanko on the list, which utilized the same body sculpt for the females. So we must have just somehow skipped over it. But they were Mattel dolls that were
like 7 inches or something like that.
They give me Married with Children vibes. Because they're like LA hookers, but like in a home setting.
God.
They're like wife swap, or like, you know, I mean, you get the man, you get the woman, you put whoever together that you want to, and they're weird.
It's kind of fun. They're weird. It's really weird, but they're honestly really cool because they're like little mini Barbies. Like I like that they literally utilize those sculpts just hanging. Yeah. There's like little Kira and little Nichelle. Like I don't know. I like it. It's cute.
It is cute.
They are very cute. They're very cute. And then in 2003, we got Hotties by Chic Boutique. And I remember the Hotties being on the shelf, you know, because they were following that trend of like Bratz and Mycene and stuff. And so they had that like same kind of early 2000s, lots of makeup.
Urban flavor to them.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks
tacky.
So the person that suggested those is actually the designer. So
okay.
Just so you know.
They were beautiful
Gorgeous.
dolls.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. The quality was...
It's not even the dolls themselves, it's just the times, you know? Yeah. Everything was, you know, just that style.
I remember thinking I did not love their bodies because their bodies felt very generic and whatnot. But I do remember that I thought their faces were very beautiful. So much so that I did buy one. I remember buying one. Is it the same guy or same company that did the Runway Girls?
Yeah, both. Look like a mishmash of like Mycene, Bratz, and like leggy. And they're quite long.
Kern, the Chinese fashion doll, you've got 2004, and that sounds about right. I was obsessed with this doll when she came out, like obsessed with Kern. She actually reminded me of a Barbie size Ella Wild. So she did kind of have that baby doll face a little bit, but I like the style of her. And since I like dolls that are like Takara Japanese fashion dolls, she fell right into the, you know, my thing.
The Joey trap.
She's like Barbie size. She's a Chinese Barbie basically. And then 2007 we got Laurafina from Hasbro. I feel like maybe they were trying to go for an American Girl type thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
They weren't my bag, but somebody on here really wanted them to be mentioned.
So like as I understand it, you could create your own doll online. Is that what it was? I don't.
Eye color, wig color, sculpt. Yeah.
It's nice to have a doll that looks like you or whatever you want it to look like. I know that a lot of different companies were doing that when the internet was, you know, becoming what it is.
When Laurafina came out, the Mattel came out with, I'm trying to remember what their names were, but they were like the new version to me of the Hot Looks, except for they had fully jointed vinyl bodies.
I vaguely remember those.
Teen
Trends.
That's
what it was.
Yeah. Teen Trends, yeah. And then in 2017, we got a Jazz Jennings doll by Tonner, which was, I think, the first trans represented doll. I feel like it's the first, but if it's not, people can correct us. And it was made after a real trans girl, Jazz Jennings. cool and exciting and historic, you know?
She has a reality TV show, I think. Well,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if it's still on or not, but yeah, I remember watching. I think is it like I Am Jazz or something?
Being Jazz or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
It's
never
cool.
heard
It's
of
cool
it.
that the representation, I guess, you know, for the
Yeah.
time.
I've never heard of Jazz Jennings. I never saw the doll.
Sorry, you're an Aussie. You don't need things there.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
Yeah. All right.
I-
I'm sorry.
It's
know,
like the
I honestly-
70s. Get with the times. It's the 80s.
Oh my God.
I honestly don't know how widely advertised she was. I even tried to look on eBay, and I think I found one ended listing of the doll. I feel like if he would have maybe released that doll like last year, it would have even had a way bigger reception from people, you know?
2017 wasn't that long ago, but it was a while ago.
Yeah.
It was. In this past decade, we've really moved mountains. Yeah.
Right.
Which brings us to the 2019 Creatable World, which again, I didn't put on the list because they didn't have breasts. But since we're talking about like Jazz Jennings and, you know, whatnot, Mattel decides to dip their foot in the water of creating these gender neutral dolls. Maybe it's a boy and the boy likes to wear wigs. Maybe it's a girl, maybe it's whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just your imagination and having fun. So it didn't last, you know, it lasted
I was
a
about
year.
to say, is that line even still a
Yeah,
thing?
no. I
No,
don't think so.
no.
That's so sad. Yeah, I know a bunch of people that see, I didn't really get into them because I don't like their proportions. I thought the fashions were fun.
Yeah.
And I like the idea. People were messaging me and they were like, "Oh, it's a doll of you," which was, you know, whatever. But it's a fun idea and it's very groundbreaking for a big company to do. I mean, in the midst of all this that's going on. So
I think it's important too, and I wish they were still making them like a staple or something.
Let's just think about the three of us, you know, as little gay boys growing up, and like what if we were gifted with this Creatable World doll, you know, being able to see like, oh, well, this looks like a boy, but look, it comes with wigs or a skirt or pants or whatever, you know, that opens your mind, first of all. And it's like, it would make me feel as a little gay boy, like gender doesn't matter, basically.
and do
is what I'm
whatever
trying-
you want to it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm honest, I would have hated the wig as a child.
Yeah.
I would have hated it, but
Because
you know,
They have that big plastic strip and you're supposed to like
know.
tease the bangs up over it, but we
what
want
child
good
is
wigs,
gonna do
Mattel.
that? Come
This-
on.
And this color reveal bullshit wigs that they're making, just garbage.
It really pissed me off because you see all of these other dolls, you see their freaking aisles are torn apart. I mean, oh my God, me and my boyfriend went shopping after Christmas to like find some stuff. And it was like the Barbie aisles were virtually untouched. Other aisles for like Rainbow High and LOL Surprise were just like, I'm sorry, but it just were like, there was nothing left. And it's like, get with it. Like Mattel, you see all of these things and you see the quality and you see the design and you see how kids are reacting to it. It's not just the surprise element. It's not just the color change. It's
Right.
the freaking quality. It's the design. It's the look. It's the advertising. It's everything. Like extra is not connecting the way that you want it to. Fix it.
Yeah.
Fix it. Fix it. I want to promote young artists that are coming into the indie doll world and trying to create their own dolls. And speaking of indie doll, I just want to say there's some doll awards thing that went on, and the person that like won the indie doll category, Garrett Sanders, who's fabulous, you know, he created Monster High, whatnot, but his fail fix dolls were on every Walmart, you know, shelf and everything. That's not an indie doll. It just isn't, you know? And so I don't know where their thought process was with all of that, but I feel like the people that really pioneered and that are part of that, they're not getting represented by the bigger doll community that does, you know, Rainbow High, OMG, Barbie, all that stuff.
I think Fail Fix was made by Moose, which is an Australian company, and that's probably where they're coming from, because it's not a big US company. They're saying it's an indie doll, but Moose is quite large. It's a big company.
Right. So there is this brilliant young French-Canadian man who is throwing his name in the bucket to create his own fashion doll. And he's been doing this all at home, just like I did when I first started. He's pouring his resin, he's hand painting. He is brilliant. They're very cool. They're called Choo Choo. And this is my Choo Choo doll that I just got from him. And they're very fun and very strange. They're very much, I'd say like mod or like early 70s kind of like feel they have. And they're kind of alien even. They're wigged. So she's got her little painted hair underneath her fabulous wig here. But they're just like, when you get this doll, like when I got this doll in the mail, I like gasped a little bit when I opened it because it's kind of like, even though she's not perfect, that's what I love. You know, she is, so much love went into this doll, and this person took so much time to, you know, hand sculpt her, to cast the molds, to make her in his home. And he's got a vision, and I think he's brilliant. I think we're gonna see a lot of him in the future, actually.
Yeah,
and it's fun to say. Choo choo.
I know.
But I wanted one of those dolls so bad that I couldn't afford it. I still can't afford it. But I entered a competition that he had on Instagram and I won. Yeah, so I've got that. I was gonna do a video on that, but I wish I could.
It was rigged.
No, but I'm really happy because I can share that on my channel, and yeah, because she's amazing. But I'm gonna get one.
He is like the kindest person, and since he's doing these one at a time, he's got like a list created, you know, of orders. So he's just going by the list and doing one at a time. But it's worth the wait. And he also, with me, he allowed me to do 2 payments.
We haven't seen his name.
No, but it's because I don't want to butcher it.
I'll butcher it. All right.
Yes.
I think it's Jean-Philippe Primo. We'll just say Jean-Philippe.
Oh, that is fun.
Isn't that cute? That's the inside of the box lid. It's very adorable.
So she can look at herself.
And he's got the most cute little booklet that she comes with that shows all Choo Choo in her glory. They're adorable dolls, so.
I love it. They're creepy, but in a good way. I love it.
In a good way. And there's a hand cast and hand painted resin mirror, flower mirror that came with her, and cute little net gloves to put on her. Just very sweet and thoughtful. I think that, if you like unusual, fun, artsy dolls, then you should get a Choo Choo. She's great.
All right. See yous. Bye.
It's been nice. Later. No.
I know we weren't doing celebrity dolls, but I feel like this one was quite big, at least in Australia. The Princess Diana in the US.
Who? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. That's awful.
Well, who did not love Princess Diana? I mean, she was a true beauty. She was a sweetheart. Right. Just much like our Betty White that we just lost.
Oh my God, I know.
Yeah.
She literally had interviews like 2 weeks ago.
I know, she had an amazing career. I mean, I think anyone could only hope to have the length and the life that Betty White had. That was awesome. I think that we should each share our favorite childhood doll. Okay, do you want me to start then?
Yeah.
I think that mine would be Pink and Pretty, and that's because my grandmother purchased her for me at the time. I wasn't supposed to be having them, and but Grandma bought whatever. I think I had her for just the weekend I was staying with Grandma, and then she ended up gone. But she was definitely my favorite doll growing up. I think like my first very like Barbie type doll, and I liked her glamorous diamond earrings and,
oh my God, the dangly. Oh,
yes, I was living for her.
Yeah.
Well, we all know Dean's.
Do we? I'm trying to think of one. What's mine? Tell me what it is.
Strolling Fun Barbie.
Okay,
Peaches and Cream Barbie. So you got one.
Well, Peaches and Cream was the first Barbie I ever saw, which is like, you know. Did you just? Oh my God! No way. I thought she was
She's
so
gorgeous.
beautiful.
What are you talking about?
On this like translucent opalescent cloud. It's so beautiful.
Oh, give me a daiquiri and let me sit under a magnolia tree with my hideous peach dress.
She's fabulous. Oh.
No way.
More about the bodice for me anyway. I love the bodice. It's
the
beautiful.
bodice was fabulous. I love the bodice too.
And her makeup, like she looks good in anything.
Her eye screening was always a little like one eye was like over here, one eye was over here, or like,
Mine's
you know,
perfect.
she didn't have good screenings.
Now, Joey, who just said they liked a doll with imperfections?
Me.
Oh dear.
You're right. You called me out.
Yeah.
I had clones and hand-me-downs and stuff, but Stolen Farm was my first Barbie. So
When I was a kid, my Grammy had a tote at her house of Barbies. And I specifically remember Dance Club Kayla being in there. And that was what ignited the love of Ginger and like the garish makeup. And my sister had cut her bangs, so she didn't have bangs, but I loved her. And I always pretended she was Lisa from Nightmare on Elm Street 2 because she had red hair. So I pretended it was her. And I loved the Hart Family dolls, the Hart Family surprise party set. That was, my Grammy had those. And I loved the Hart Family mom. She was like it for me. I loved her face. I loved her wedding ring. I loved that it was like etched, and it was like, it wasn't
That
just painted, it was
gold
like
stamp.
etched. Right, it was etched in there. And I loved her big ugly dress. Oh my God, it's so beautiful and ugly. But yeah, it's everything fabulous and stupid about the 80s. It's just the flowers on it and the bows. And I used to take her everywhere with me. And there's pictures of me going through the forest with her. And yeah, I did. We used to go on picnics and I would take her with me, and I just would look at her face and just like, I don't know. I always loved the Barbie face, but I loved there's just something about that, that jazzy Hart Family mom face. There's just something about it that's just, I don't know. Mattel, bring it back because it's cute.
I always thought it was really cute too. I felt like it was pretty in a warm way. Like she wasn't like gorgeous like a Barbie, but it was like she was beautiful and more
She could
like
be your mom.
welcoming. Yeah, she was a lot more relatable, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know, I love that. When I think of, if I had to be a doll, I would want to be Jazzy. That would be who I would want to be. So
What Mattel should really be hung for is using Tracy's face sculpt on Chelsea.
Do not come for Chelsea.
Oh.
Do not come for Chelsea. Chelsea was another one of those dolls in that tote that I loved. And my sister hated her too and cut all her hair off. And she had no hair.
Doll in Mattel's history, uglier than Midge. Here's the thing. I'm just being real. That Tracy was actually, she's cute even with the huge smile. But with Chelsea, they painted the mouth within, you didn't paint it on the actual sculpted lips. So
They
she
painted
looked
it
like,
in.
yeah, it was horrible. It was a bad decision, Mattel. Shame on you.
She's cute and I love her. Stop. She's gorgeous and fun.
We probably missed some more, but that's okay.
Sorry.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're done. That's it. Maybe a different series, but we're done with this one. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series, and yeah, we'll see you all next time with something new and different and fun and
very deeny beanie.
Yeah, why not? All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.
I'm sorry. I have to up your videos. I'm sorry.
All right.